Welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while, almost a month since I did a collection update. So you're getting collection update number 8, an all cassette update. So since it's my first cassette update, you get to hear once again the story of how I used to have a music collection, and 20 plus years ago I sold it all. Had a lot of tapes. I was a tape guy in my teenage years. All my thrash metal, 90 some percent of it was on cassette. I loved cassettes. Don't love them as much now, but I still pick them up, from time to time. So yeah, this is here. This is my cassette collection. Now technically I just got in like 5 or 6 cassettes. Just got them in the mail. Haven't listened to them yet, so they're not included. They'll be in a future update. So this is basically my cassette collection. Now, just like with vinyl and CDs, when I sold my collection, a couple got left behind for no particular reason. So this is what remains of my original cassette collection. My Cannibal Corpse, Butchered at Birth, with the original logo drawn by Chris Barnes, of course. They changed that. Yeah, you know this. OG copy. Chris Barnes. Lyrics by Chris Barnes. Cassette. So yeah, this I don't think it was really intentional, but this got left behind when I sold my collection. The other thing that got left behind, and I've just got the tape, I have no idea where the case went. It's my Death Leprosy cassette. So yeah, still got that, my original copy. What is that, 88? This is from 88. I believe this is from 91. It's too small to read, but I think this is 91. That's it. That's my base that I started with. So I actually started buying cassettes a little before I started buying vinyl, only because I would buy stuff here and there from Bandcamp, and I would buy digital stuff. And some of these places, for just a few extra dollars, you could buy it on cassette, and you get the digital copy for free. So I just started paying the few extra dollars and getting cassettes, and then I, stream it, But anyway, first up, these are kind of in alphabetical order until I get to the end. Take it out of the case so it's easier to see. First up is Altar of Gore, Infinite Visions of Violence. This is numbered out of 50. Yeah, 50 copies. The inside tape is red tape with white sticker. It's one-sided. Altar of Gore. This is a demo from this year, 2022, self-released. Metal Archives lists them as black/death metal. They're from New Jersey. Don't remember this being that blackened, honestly. I remember it being more death metal. Super heavy, unrelenting. It's 4 songs, three songs and a cover. Talk about cover songs. I'm pretty sure I've heard a couple different guys that I watch on YouTube say that they're not a fan of cover songs. Personally, I love cover songs. Especially, there's a handful of bands that if you cover one of their songs, I'm gonna listen to it. That's Venom is one of them. If you cover a Venom song, I'm gonna listen to it. Who else? Bathory. If you cover a Bathory song, I'm gonna listen to it. If you cover a Hellhammer song, I'm gonna listen to it. This has Aggressor. So yeah, Hellhammer cover, well done, great demo tape, highly recommended. Next up is Chasmdweller, Fossilized. It's on kind of a black, smoky tape. Chasmdweller, this is an EP from 2021 on Life After Death Records. They are a two-piece on Metal Archives as Death/Doom, all right, from Toronto. I didn't hear much Doom on this. This sounded like old school death metal to me. Now, they've released 3 full-length albums and 4 EPs, and this is all I've listened to, so maybe their other stuff sounds different, but yeah, this was just really good old school death metal sounding to me. So, next up, Congenital Deformity, Sacrifice. This is a 4-song demo, 2-piece project from Italy. This is their second demo. This is one of those things. I heard this, I streamed it, and I just had to buy it. It's on Frozen Screams, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. Heavy, but often doomy with catchy riffs is what I wrote down. This is just, I heard it, and I just had to run out and buy it. Congenital Deformity. Really good stuff. Next up, this is Crossspitter, Dry and Grinding Mouth. Now, I did a whole video on Crossspitter, and I know most of you haven't watched it because it's one of my lowest viewed videos. Now, I'm going to put a link to it at the end of the video. If you make it to the end of the video, I'll put a little clickable thing up there. Better video, it's better than it sounds. You know, I'm doing a whole video on a 3-song demo tape, but I think it turns out to be more interesting than you think it's going to be. So yeah, this is great. So great that I did a whole video, you know, just talking about Crossspitter. So I won't say much more. Check that out. Next up, this is Dangerous Mutation, Ripped in Half. This is on Life After Death Records. This is a one-man death thrash project from Spain. First EP. My notes, I wrote down thrash riffs with death metal vocals that occasionally remind me of Glenn Benton. So, oh, there's the tape. I've been showing you the tapes. I can't remember. There's the tape, green tape. Yeah, so I don't know. There's a few songs that I'm like, hey, that sounds like Glenn Benton, and that's a good thing. Okay, so yeah, Dangerous Mutation. Next up, this is some death grind from Finland. This is Devil's Vomit, Backwoods, Redneck, Occult. Now, I checked these guys out because, you know, like I said, if you want me to listen to you do a cover of Venom or Bathory or Hellhammer. Also, if you want me to listen to you, name your band, put Vomit in your name, okay? I check out bands that have Vomit in their name. It's just something I do. And Devil's Vomit is really good. All right, what did I write down? It's death grind. So you get 6 songs, and it's 8 minutes and 2 seconds long, right? Just short, fast, to the point, really brutal stuff. If you like, and it's death grind, so don't expect it to be, you know, catchy. It's heavy, heavy, heavy stuff. Next up is Dripping Decay, Watching You Rot. Here's the tape. Did I show that? I'm slacking. I don't think I showed you that tape. Dripping Decay. This is a demo from 2021. Released on Headsplit Records. 4-piece band from Portland, Oregon. Opens with a cool 80s synth intro. Ends with a slow instrumental. In between are 5 tracks of solid death metal. That's what I wrote down. This is really good. Really good. Just solid death metal. Dripping Decay. Next up. Can't read it. Can you read that? No. This is Extinguished. Vomitous Manifestations. This is a demo out this year, 2022, on Caligari Records. Death metal from Finland on a green tape. Same thing on both sides, if I recall. Death metal from Finland features members of Sadokhist, Sickness, and Obscure Burial. Not familiar with those 3 bands, but this is just really heavy, good stuff. Extinguished. Oh, now they're out of order. Hold on. Next up, this is Funeral Vomit. Necrophobic Infestation demo from 2020 on Life After Death Records. Nice red tape. This is a 4-piece band from Colombia. Very brutal stuff. I'm talking Mortician level stuff. So if you're a fan of Mortician, you might want to check out Funeral Vomit. They have something new out, like a new album out last week. Haven't streamed it yet, but I will. This is good stuff. Oops, hold on. Next up. Pharmacist. Carnal Pollution. Now, this is, I'm just going to call it Gore Grind. All right. Let me read Metal Archives. Metal Archives lists Pharmacist as death metal / gore grind early, thrash / death metal / grindcore later. All right. Now, this is a 4-song EP that came out last year. They do have a new full length out, and I haven't listened to it yet. But this is the previous EP. So this would be later stuff. There's no threat. This to me, this reminds me of early Carcass. The first full length Pharmacist album. That's the first thing that I heard right when I discovered Pharmacist, was their first full length. I forget the name of it. Maybe I'll put the picture up here. That reminded me of Pathologist. The second Pathologist album is what that sounds like. This reminds me of the first couple Carcass albums. So, old school, gore grind. 4-song EP on Gurgling Gore. I don't think I've been mentioning, have I? Yeah, I guess I have. Gurgling Gore. This is on. Next up. Actually ordered this on CD and they accidentally sent me the cassette. But not a big deal. This is Rotting Grave. Horrid Pestilence of Death EP from 2019 on Macabre Ends Productions. Rotting Grave is a 4-piece death metal band from Mexico. This is their first EP. Heavy. I wrote down heavy, generally fast, with occasional doomy parts. Okay? So yeah, once in a while it gets a little doomy. But it's heavy, generally fast. Really good stuff. Rotting Grave. What next? Oh, this next one. All right. I told you I like bands that have vomit in their name. This band that I'm going to show you is my personal favorite band with vomit in their name. This is the one that rose to the top. This is Vomit Spell. All right. This is a 4-piece band from Germany. Nice blue tape on Life After Death Records. Now, they call themselves death metal influenced grindcore. Now, I don't want to argue with the band because they're the band. This seems more like grindcore influenced death metal to me. That's what I hear. Definitely there's a grindcore with the speed, you know. Don't expect like super short songs. I mean, there's a song that's over 5 minutes on this, and there's 2 others that are close to it. There's a song that's 32 seconds. There's a song that's like a minute and change. But this is not like super short grindcore stuff. This is, let me start over. This is amazing. All right. Every once in a while you hear a band and you just fall in love with them like that. The first listen, you're like, holy shit, this is awesome. And this is one of those bands for me. Vomit Spell. This is coming out on vinyl in February through Life After Death Records. I've already got my copy on pre-order. I'm going to post a link. I try to post links to everything on YouTube. Since you're on YouTube, you know, stay on YouTube and watch whatever. For this, I'm going to post a link to their Bandcamp page where you can check them out and then maybe pre-order their vinyl. Because this, if you only listen to one thing that I'm going to show you in this video, let it be this one. This is just top shelf. And give it a proper listen. Like the first 30 seconds of the first song is like you're just hit with this wall of noise, and it settles in. You know, there's super fast songs, you know, don't get me wrong. But it settles in, and it's a very, very catchy death metal riffs in this. I mean, this is just really good stuff. I mean, Curbside Lacerations is probably my favorite song. There's plenty of good songs on this, you know. Second Side is just loaded, you know. It's just it's great. Go listen to Vomit Spell. Tell them I sent you, I guess. All right, these last 4, these are not in alphabetical order. These I picked up all together, so I kept them together. Somebody on eBay had a bunch of Wild Rags, you know, original Wild Rags releases from like, I guess the late 80s, early 90s. So I picked up a few. You know, these for me were all blind buys. I said, you know what, I'm going to pick out, just looking at the cover, song titles, whatever, read the description. You know, I might have looked them up on Metal Archives to see the style, you know, but I didn't listen to any of these. I just bought them. And I'm happy to report that all 4 of these are decent, right? So first up, from 1989, like I said, these are all OG copies. You know, they were all sealed, you know, new stuff. This is Infamous SINPHONY, Manipulation from 1989, Wild Rags Records. This is Crossover Thrash. 5-piece from San Diego. All right. Musically, they're great. All right. Vocals are really good. Weak lyrics. If you care about lyrics, they're kind of weak. Give you an example. There's a song on this called Dead Bumblebees. So I thought, okay, Dead Bumblebees. You know, basically, I went out to the backyard to catch some bumblebees. I threw them in the water, put them in a jar, and pissed them off. Then I took them out and burned them. Then I went out to get some more and burn them too. It's a song about killing bumblebees for some reason, and it's called Dead Bumblebees. So lyrically, nothing to write home about. And there's three different people. Songs are written credited to three different writers. Three different band members wrote songs, wrote the lyrics. And, you know, it's one of those, probably, if you've never heard of Infinite Symphony, I mean, musically they're great, but they're not the total package, I guess, is the way to put it. Still good stuff. I mean, recommended. I mean, check them out. You know, give them a listen. Like if silly lyrics don't bother you, they're great. So, all right. Next up is TOXODETH. This is Mysteries About Life and Death from 1990. Show you the tape so I don't forget. This is a three-piece. Listed on Metal Archives as Death/Black Metal. They're from Mexico. I forget. Don't know if I said that. Sounds more like death thrash to me. Some horror influences. They have a song called Phantasm, about Phantasm, and they play a little bit of the Phantasm theme song in it. And there's another song, I forget which one, plays a little bit of the Halloween theme at the beginning. So yeah, they're kind of a horror influence, and they're pretty good. Good stuff. Next up, from Lithuania, this is GARROTE, Mortuary. This is a demo from 1995. Once again on Wild Rags. So the tape is a Wild Rags tape. This J card, this is just really flimsy, like paper, right? And it's got the label that released the demo in Lithuania. So I think these are like original Lithuanian J cards that they had left over, and Wild Rags just made a new tape to put in it. I think. I don't know. So what did I write down for GARROTE? This is their only release, this demo, and it's too bad. Lots of potential here. Plenty of room for improvement for sure. But lots of potential. It's just not that bad, really. You know, I listened to the whole thing, obviously, and, you know, it went a little. One of the weakest songs is the title track, Mortuary. That's keyboards. I'm not anti-keyboard. Keyboards are fine when they're done right. There's like no keyboards until you get to like the end. And the Mortuary, the title track, has keyboards, and then there's like an outro, like a keyboard outro. Just didn't fit, I think, is the problem. Stood out. Other than that, you know. Last up, this is the last tape. This is from 1988, Recipients of Death. Lyrics. Some poor planning. Usually when they have these type of things, they cut out a hole. This, they didn't cut out a hole. They just poked. They just poked it through, you know. They just pokes through. Yeah, Recipients of Death. Self-titled EP from 1988. Four-piece band from LA. They're thrash metal. And slightly reminiscent of early Dark Angel. Once in a while, it's like, that just sounds kind of like Dark Angel, you know? So yeah, this was really good. Recipients of Death. As far as I know, all 4 of these Wild Rags releases, the guy that I bought these from on eBay looks like he's still got them, because I've got another tape on my watch list and it's still available. So yeah, if you're interested in any of these, and he also had the Nuclear Death release that Wild Rags put out. That's how I ran across him, was I ran across that release, and I saw I had all these original Wild Rags releases. So I bought 4 of them. So yeah, that's my tapes. Like I said, I just got like 5 or 6 in the mail, but I decided to just hold them off. Future updates, I'll probably do a vinyl update next, but soon my updates are probably going to be a mix. I focused on vinyl when I first started doing videos. Now I'm buying, a lot of CDs too. Not a lot, but I'm spreading. I'm not just buying vinyl. I'm buying CDs and cassettes as well, is what I'm trying to spit out. So yeah, future updates are probably going to be more of a mix of formats. Although I probably do have a couple more all vinyl updates, in the can. Not in the can, but I've got vinyl I haven't showed you yet for that. Highlight of the day, Vomit Spell. This is just, I don't know. It's just, this is one of those albums that I heard it and I already said that. Anyway, like I said, next I'll probably have a vinyl update soon, and then we'll see. I'd like to work on some other stuff. Here's the thing. I've said before I want to do some rankings. Here's the problem with doing that, and I'm going to do it. Takes a while. I don't want to just take a bunch of albums and just put them in order by memory, right? I want to make it, I don't want to do it half-assed. So I started, for some reason, I decided to start with Napalm Death. So what I did was I listened to every Napalm Death album in a row. And then I started over. And I took notes, and I tried to assign a star rating to each one. That was my idea. Let me give a star rating to every album, not based on memory, but after listening to it. Like, I listened to their entire discography 4 times, over the course of, several days or a week or whatever. And I come up with star ratings. And then I put them in order, and then if you have ties, then I want to listen to them again and try to put those albums in order. It just takes a little time is what I'm getting at. And it's my busy season right now at Christmas time. I do like retail shit online. So it's busy right now. So I don't have as much time because I want to pay attention. I don't want to just listen in the background. I got to pay attention. So, had a request to do a Voivod ranking. Looking forward to that, actually. There's a couple Voivod albums that I've just passed on. More recent stuff. Couldn't get through their latest album, but I'm going to do it. And here's the thing with my rankings. I'm excited to do rankings because I think not a lot of people are going to agree with them. They'll be controversial. Not controversial in a bad way. Just people scratching their head like, really? Really? Why did you put, this album at number 1? It clearly should be at the bottom. There's going to be a lot of that kind of stuff, I think. So anyway, that's my all cassette collection update. Something I'm going to work on, not right away, over the next few months. I'm clearing out some space in my basement, and I'm going to buy a futon, and I'm going to set me up like a nice little area to shoot videos. Because right now I'm sitting at my desk, with my camera attached to like a stand sitting on my desk. And I got a banner hanging from the ceiling, from strings with a board across it just to hide the clutter behind me. So I'm going to set up a nice little area with like a wall behind me where I can hang my stuff on a wall. And that's going to take a while. It's not going to happen overnight, but that's my goal for next year. You know, early next year, look for an all new Brian's Mostly Metal Updates, you know, set. And it's not going to be fancy. It's going to be a futon in front of a wall, right? So also, I'm starting a second channel, and I'm not going to tell you what it is yet because I'm still shooting test videos. But I want to keep this channel metal. So I don't want to ramble about non-metal subjects. So I'm starting a second channel where I can kind of talk about whatever pops into my head kind of thing. And it's not going to be crazy stuff. It's not like that. But I used to do storage auctions, for example, and I'd love to tell like true stories about storage auctions, you know, stuff like that. There's no place for that on this channel. So I'm starting up this other channel where I'll just tell stories about whatever, you know, and you'll see. You know, I'll make an announcement when the time is right. What else? I think that's it. That's it for collection update number 8. Hope you enjoyed seeing my cassettes. Hope I didn't rush through it. I feel a little bit out of practice, you know. It's been a month almost since I did a collection update. It's been like 10 days since my last video, my Cannibal Corpse video. Which reminds me, I should welcome all new subscribers. I know there's some new people. Hopefully you're still watching. Welcome. Thank you, everyone, for subscribing and watching and liking. And like I said, I'm terrible at comments. I'm going to answer every comment that comes in. I know there's some that's not been answered in a while. That's my big mental block. The hardest part of doing the YouTube thing is replying to comments for me. I don't know why, but I'm working on it, trying to get better at that. Anyway, that's it. That is collection update number 8. Thank you for watching. See you next time.